Okay, so today we're going to be doing the 420 chain conversion. Currently I have the 219 chain conversion, and as you can see the sprocket's about to explode. So I'm going to be swapping out the 219 and putting in the 420. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is pull off the rear rim and the brake and take off the regular chain as well. And then we're going to be taking out the middle one, which is gonna, to pull it off, you got to take off the mount for the brake line, and then you're going to be taking off this nylon nut here. And so I don't have a specific tool, we're just going to be using needle nose. And so yeah, let's go get started doing that. You're also going to want to loosen the motor. So there's one here and one here, and then there's going to be two on the other side as well. So you're going to see 4 on each side. So the ones that go to the skid plate, you're not going to touch. You're just going to touch the ones that loosen that, and I might as well just do that right now, get that out of the way. On those, and you're going to just pinch it in the points, and then turn it from the other side. You're going to want to take the chain off here, because when you pull the swing arm off, this is going to be stuck on the motor. So now basically it should just all come off. Okay, so swing arm's off and the jack shaft is off. So you can see this was the 219 chain conversion on here. Basically you just take it off and put the new one on. It just bolts up just like you would change a rotor or something like that. So for this, when you have the stock belt drive on, you're gonna need a puller. So you're gonna have to get the puller over the part that the pulley sits on, and then it's gonna drive right into here, and then it'll come right off. It took me like 10 seconds to get the original one off, but you're gonna need that puller, because if you try to stick a screwdriver in here and try to pop it out, more likely than not you're gonna crack the case of the motor. So really bad idea to try that technique. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this off, which will be fun, and then I'll show you guys how to build this together. But as you can see, even the big sprocket has pretty bad wear, and that chain stretched quite a bit. I'll show you guys the smaller sprocket, but as you can see, it's got really bad wear. Pretty much, I could have got maybe 10 more rides, maybe. The front sprocket's even worse than this one, so let's go ahead and get that bolt off, and then I'll get the 420 on and we'll put it back together. Okay, so don't be like me, and make sure that you take that bolt off when you still have the swing arm and the tire put together, because then you'll have leverage to work against with all the chains on there. So basically what I did is I just wrapped the chain around the sprocket, and then it with a pair of vice grips, and with this big wrench I was able actually to get it off. So yeah, let's get that off and I will show you what happens next. If you got it loose, you can just blast it off, and it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Alright, now that comes off. And if you're doing the 219 conversion, this applies exactly the same. You're gonna go ahead and, let me get this off. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and put 2 of the spacers. You're gonna put 2 of the spacers behind the sprocket and all the rest up front, and that includes the stock one that it comes with as well. So yeah, let's get this off. And there's gonna be a keyway. Make sure you don't lose that. That's this right here, and the part that's beveled, if you can see that, one part straight, one part's beveled. The beveled part is always the part that's going to go inwards. Okay, so yeah, so you can see the 219 is two separate pieces. I don't know why they did that, but that's the way they did it. Oh, they fell off. I was a little worried. Okay, so yeah, so here's the two that go behind that, and then you're gonna have 4 more that are going to go in the front, as well as the stock spacer, and then the nylon nut. Right, so let's go ahead and compare these two. Now that you have this off, you're gonna go ahead and get these bolts off. It's also gonna be a 5 hex. Okay, so now we got everything apart. So this is the old 219 chain conversion. So I think the problem with the 219 conversion is, yes, it is quiet, and it actually is quieter than the stock belt when you lube it properly. But the rear sprocket comes in 2 pieces, and the front sprocket comes in 2 pieces. So this just makes it incredibly weak. Here, if you can see that, it's like kind of hard to tell, but it's all raised up on the edges. I mean, and as you can tell, this sprocket didn't have much life in it left. So yeah, so there you can see the difference between the 219 and the 219 and 420. The 420 components are single piece, a lot thicker, as well as this front sprocket. So this front sprocket is basically the same thing that's gonna be on like a motorcycle. This chain is a lot smaller, the links, when you compare it to these. Hands are really dirty, but when you compare it to these, so the amount of links it takes for 1 revolution on this is going to be a lot more than, say, the revolution on this. So let's go ahead, get this sprocket on the jack shaft, and then get this put together. And as you can see how this is, there's like a raised part and a flat part. The raised part's going to go down so that the 420 is showing. So also don't forget to put blue Loctite on this bolts that go into this as well, because you definitely don't want this coming loose. You don't need very much, and I wouldn't recommend putting red just in case you got to replace this sprocket. Okay, so before putting the sprocket on, I would just kind of clear the bearing, clean it a little bit. It's not the actual bearing, but there's like a washer that keeps all the dirt out, rubber seal. So just kind of clean it a little bit, and then again, the 420 is going to be facing you, and the keyway, if you remember, was going to be the part that is curved is going to go inside. So you're just going to put that in, get it all the way to the end, and then just slide this on. Okay, simple as that. And just make sure it's all the way in. Okay, so don't forget the stock washer, and then you can just finger tight this for now, and then once everything's on and the tire's on the ground, you can tighten that up. Just don't forget to tighten this. And let me show this real quick. It actually has locking sleeves. It actually has locking sleeves on the inside, so you don't have to put Loctite on this. It'll lock itself on. If you can if you want, just to feel more better about it. But yeah, just finger tight it for now, and then once everything's on, we can go ahead and tighten that up. You have to take the jack shaft and place it in between the swing arm, and then put the swing arm in. Okay, so I put the bike upside down and I got it on. And what you're actually gonna have to do is basically what you're gonna have to do is don't put the chain on, just go ahead and take it off, break it, taking off the master link for this side, and just leave it off. It's gonna be the easiest way. And then go ahead and get the swing arm, the jack shaft into the swing arm, and then it goes right in. Very easy. Once I took this off, it went right in. So don't even bother trying to leave this on. And if you do leave it on thinking that you can get this over, you cannot. The chain doesn't flex enough to get it over. However, the 219 chain, there is no master link, so it is able to go right over. What you're going to want to do next is using this right here, you're gonna push it down or up to make this chain tighter, and you want it not very tight but decently tight. I'll show you what it's gonna look like. And so with the 4 bolts still loose and the 2 on the other side, you're gonna go ahead and turn this, which is gonna make this tighten up, and then we'll go ahead and tighten all the bolts up for that. What you're basically going to be doing is getting a flathead screwdriver, and if you can see, there's a mount right here for to lock the motor. So you're just going to pry down on this, and you're gonna feel it notch as you go down, and the tightness level that you're going to want, so right here. So you can see I can move up on it, and I'm using quite a bit of force. So it is tight, because do remember this chain is going to stretch just a little bit, just like a normal chain will. So you know, as long as you can lift up on it, it is tight, but as long as it has a little bit of play like this, you're more than fine. And then from there, you're just going to go ahead and tighten the bolts up as well. This one right here, and then the other 2 on the other side. Okay, so I got the bike back on the stand. Went ahead and threw this bolt in and tightened it up through the middle, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the rear wheel on, put the chain on, run the axle through, get the brake back together, and then lastly, because we have tension on everything, we're gonna go ahead and tighten this bolt up. Okay, so I'm gonna have my friend sit on the bike, and then I'm gonna use a 17 and go ahead and get that tight. Okay, so I just ended up gunning it on, and now it's on. Lastly is gonna be this nut here. So go ahead, just put the needle nose back on and turn it with a 17 on the other side, and you're done. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick ride. It's like 12:30 a.m. But I'll go ahead and do a quick ride, and we can see how loud this chain is. I'm gonna lube both my chains, and then we'll go out there and check it out. Okay, so this is just gonna be kind of a quick rip. It's almost 1 a.m. already. Just from a little bit of riding, it's definitely louder. Let's go for a quick rip. That was 42 miles an hour. Probably not going to be going that fast in the trails. Street riding is definitely going to be loud. But alright, cool. Honestly, I just want more protection is what it comes down to, because that 219 chain conversion was going to blow up. So just something I got to get used to now. Alright, thanks guys for coming along, and that's the tutorial on putting that in and what it sounds like once it's on your bike.